is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
That's right, everyone. The Queen of England has sadly passed away. RIP. Welcome back to the Alectric podcast. I'm your host, Alec. It's me. It is just me. And it's me and the voices. We're here talking to a microphone in an empty living room, and we're going to make things work. So, hope you've all been doing well. I've been doing splendid, actually. Splendid, fantastic, some might even say marvelous. But I've been doing good, yeah. Been pretty busy recently, which is why I'm recording now. The day you listen to this, I'm assuming, if you listen to this on the day it comes out, I've recorded this the day before. Wow. I recorded this today and it goes out tomorrow. This is how last minute we're getting. I've been really busy recently, and so I haven't had time to record, and I haven't even like reached out to people to like try to record with me. So it is what it is. It's just been me working, and then the podcast kind of got put in the back burners, I guess. It made me I was thinking of other stuff over this, and now it's Monday and I still have no episode to go up for tomorrow, so we're playing catch up and mustard. But yeah, I've been doing good, thanks for asking. I've been going to the gym recently, and the thing is, I used to go like here and there. I just dropped a paperclip. I used to go more often, but the thing is, like earlier in the summer, I would try to go like every day. So I would wake up in the morning on Monday, go to the gym for like an hour and some change, come home. Then Tuesday, go to the gym, go for an hour and some change, come home. And which was good, it's great to go every day, but like the problem is trying to maintain that schedule of doing it every day. And it got to a point where you miss one day, and you're like, man, I'm really tired. I really want to sleep in today. Today's my day off. You know what? I'll have this day be my rest day, and then I'll go back tomorrow. And then you have one rest day, and then it leads to you having 2 rest days, and then it leads to you having a week rest, and then you end up not going for a whole month. So to not do that, I decided to give myself a schedule of going every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so far, so good. Sure, we're on only week 2, but today's Monday, and I went after my internship. I brought my clothes with me, and I changed, and then went to the gym, did a little run. Today's Monday, so if you're a gym bro, you know it's chest day. So I did some bench pressing, and then I did some dumbbell pressing. Then I did a bunch of tricep workouts, did some dips, and then there's a machine there that does like, it targets your tris. So I did all that, and then at the end I ran for like half an hour, because my main goal isn't to get huge, isn't to get buff, isn't to get swole. My main goal is to stay fit, stay healthy, maybe get my 4-pack back from high school, and look like I know how to take care of myself. So that's the plan, and so far so good. But yeah, the plan's coming to fruition, and then give it time. By December, I'm gonna look roided up. I'm gonna look huge. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I've been up to. Also, speaking of my internship, this past week we had a show at my internship. I work at the Performing Arts Center in Munster, and I run the box office over there. And so we had a show going on this past week from the 14th to the 18th. And it's just a little one-man show. My boss was like telling some stories about his life on the farm, and then they did some games and like giveaways and stuff like that. It's a nice show. Anyways though, I had to be there for a decent amount of them because if I work the shows, I get paid extra. Turn up. So I was there for a good amount of the shows. We got a good crowd. Apparently, there's this lady there that she's been showing up like to all the shows, and she's like a super fan of my boss, which is crazy because she's like old, like super old. I don't want to be rude. Maybe not super old. She's moderately old. She's like, she's pretty old. We'll just say that. Anyways, so yeah, and I guess like after every show, she's always going up to my boss after the show and it's like, hey, I loved your show. When are we gonna be together? You know, stuff like that. And like, I just found this out like the other day, and that's creepy. Having some like, cause my boss isn't old either. He's like, well, he's not young, but like he's not a grandpa age, you know. So having like a grandma come up to you and just say like, I love you, I want you, you know, stuff like that. It's like it's kind of creepy. Not gonna lie, if you had a grandma come up to you and say I want you, if that happened to me at least, I would be going straight to my phone and looking up how to file a restraining order, because that's creepy. I don't need no granny fawning over me, you know. So yeah, that was going on. But yeah, the shows went well. My parents came for one of them. I hooked them up with free tickets, and I told my mom to like do this one little thing because he asked for a volunteer, and they'd recreate like an I Love Lucy segment, and it's like you're supposed to try this thing called Vitamita Vegemin. It's like a mix of vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Hence, Vitamita Vegemin. You know, it's like the 40s, so this is like, that's their humor, which is hilarious. Anyways, so the thing that they were recreating was having someone try it, and I guess like the thing that they tried is like some like really sour, sweet, like jelly goop thing. So I told my mom to participate in it because she didn't know what was going on in it, but I did. So I told mom like, hey, when he asked for a volunteer, raise your hand. So she did, and then she was part of it, and holy cow, it was the funniest thing ever. Because if you know my mom, she doesn't like taking big spoonfuls of anything. You know, she's just like very little, you know. So yeah, so she goes up there, and my boss is like, no, you gotta eat the whole thing, the whole spoonful. And she eats it and like makes this like weird face, kind of like the TV show did. And he goes and makes her do it again, and it was just funny, you know. It was a good time. I found it funny to like have my mom be up there, you know, because she seemed a bit nervous too. Like when he asked like for her name, whatever, you could tell like by my mom's voice that she was a bit nervous. But my mom, the real MVP, she's a champ. And in the end, she got like a free birdhouse and like a pot of mums, I guess. They're like some flowers. Anyways, so yeah, it was a good time. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to my boy Rob, who's an intern there with me. Also shout out Dylan, he's the other intern. Both these guys, homies for life. They're the best. They make work there so much better. But specifically Rob, because I'm gonna shout out specifically Rob because he kind of got me into like sports betting. Sin. How dare you, Alec? You can't be betting money. Anyways, a lot of my friends have, like, that I used to work with, they did it a lot. So it was always around me, I guess. I just never was fully interested in it. But I decided one day, like, you know what? I just want to try it. Just see, like, what I can do. And so he gave me his, like, referral code for, like, FanDuel. And, if you bet $10, then me and him would both get $50 added to our account of like free bets or whatever. So I'm like, shoot, it's just $10. If I lose $10, I lose $10. I'm not going to be betting my whole life savings on something. So I decided that day, like, shoot, let's try it. So I download the app and I get the referral thing. All I need to do now is make a $10 bet. So I go to work, or like I go on my phone to see like what games are going on, and I don't know anything about like football or any of the other stuff that was going on. I just knew, like, all I know, my expertise is on soccer, you know? So, I found one game from the Mexican League, and it's these two teams, one's Monterrey and the other one's Atlas. And that one, I predicted Monterrey to win 2-0. And the payout for putting in $10 was $55. So if I got it correct on the money, I'd get 55 plus my 10 back, so I'd have a total of $65. And if I lose, then I lose. And so anyway, so I'm at work now at Express, and I have the updates on my phone, trying to make sure, like, every time there's a score or like a period or a quarter, what the heck, a half ends, then I'll know, like, right away. And the thing is, though, the game didn't end till like after 9, and by then I was already off work. So like, but the entire time I'm telling my friends over there, I'm like, yo, I'm like, it's the start of the half and it's 0-0, and I don't have any. It looks like I'm gonna lose $10. And in the end, though, I get in my car and I'm driving home, and I hear my phone notification go off. So I check my phone as I'm driving. Probably the most unsafe thing to do, but I check my phone, and it shows that we scored 1-0, and I'm like, oh snap, here we go, it's on now. We need one more goal, and literally 5 minutes later, another notification, 2-0. Here we go, let's go, 2-0, money time. Issue was, there's 20 minutes left in the game. There's 20 minutes of both teams being able to score, you know? Like, if the other team scores 2-1, you know, then that's it, I lose my money. If we scored again, 3-0, that's it, I lose my money. I needed to stay 2-0. And I'm like, you know what, based on how much time is left in the game and how far away I am from home, by the time I get home, the game should be over. And we get home, and I check my phone, and it shows match ended 2-0. So your boy made $55 on his first bet. And then I realized, this is how you get suckered in. You win your first one, and now you're like, oh, this is so easy, I can win money all the time. And then you lose money, and then you end up being $3,000 down the drain. So I'm like, there's no way, I can't be too into this. I can't be betting like big money, because that's probably just like a very lucky bet that I made, you know. So anyways, though, I decided the next day, this is on Sunday now, because I'm like, you know what, I put $10 into my account that I'm willing to lose. Let me see how much I can make from that $10 until I lose it, you know. So like, I'll only bet $5 increments of bets and see what comes out of it. So I bet this 3-game parlay, and it was these 3 soccer games from Germany. And the first one I got all I did was choose the winners. So I didn't do anything specific. Like, if you do specific things like this player scores in the first half or whatever, then you obviously will get paid more money. But just doing just like the simple, this team wins, is probably like the lowest odds you'll do, and you'll probably make, like, if you put 5 in, probably make 5 out, you know. So anyways, I bet these 3 games. In the first game, my team that I picked won. So I'm like, perfect, easy. Second game, I was so convinced the second game was like the easiest game to pick, because it was this mid-table team that are just doing all right versus a team that have lost every single game this season. So I'm like, easy money, we win, and then I just have to worry about the third game. The game starts off in the 9th minute, and the team I picked to win scored an own goal, so now they're losing 1-0. And I'm like, you know what? This is messed up. I need you guys to pick up your pace. Start scoring. You have to win. And They let me down. They scored in like the 88th minute, so they tied the game 1-1, but I didn't vote for them to tie. I voted for them to win, so that's an issue. So because of the second game, I lost $5. Bogus. It's rough. It's rough out here. Now I'm like, now I know what it's like to be a loser for the first time. But yeah, so I lost $5, and but then the next thing that came to my head was, well, I lost 5. I still have another 5 that I came in with, so let me do one more. If I lose this 5, then fair enough, I lose the 5, and I'll cash out my $55, and I'll head on my way, you know? So I placed another 3-game parlay, because this is, like, doing these parlays, if you're, like, confident enough with your picks, you'll get more money out of it, you know? It's so much better than just choosing one game at a time. So I picked another 3-game parlay, and it was the Real Madrid game, the PSG game, and then the Cruz Azul game. And all 3 of these teams are teams that I support. So I'm like, you know what? You gotta back the boys. We believe in the boys, you know? And the first game was the PSG game, and they won 1-0. So I'm like, awesome, 1 down, 2 to go. And then the next one was the Real Madrid game, and then they won 2-1. So I'm like, oh, perfect, 1 more game. The thing is, though, with Cruz Azul, they're another Mexican league team. They've been having a really rough season, but they've been starting to pick it back up near the end. So it's like a little better late than never. But they're on a little hot streak. The last 4 games, I think, they haven't lost. They either won or drew. And so this last game, I'm like, okay, boys, you can't squander it now. I need you guys to stay on your momentum. And the thing was, this game was happening during church. So I'm like, you know what? If I keep my phone in my pocket, every time I hear my phone vibrate, I'm gonna check it, and it's gonna affect me from paying attention to the Lord, you know. And I'm like, if I do that, I know that God's just gonna be like, you're not paying attention to me, so I'm gonna make sure you lose your money. So I took my phone out of my pocket, put it in my bag, didn't even look at it until the service was over, and then I checked my phone. By the time service was done, the first half was ended, and we're winning 1-0. So I'm like, yes. No, we're winning 2-0. Shoot. So I'm like, yes, here we go. Money, money, money. All I need is you guys to pull through for another half. You know, if they score 1, fair enough. If you guys score 1, even better, you know. But all I need you guys to do is win. You can't bottle it. And it gets near the 78th minute, and then the other team scores. So now it's 2-1. I'm like, please, no. Please. You can't do this to me. I'm about to lose $5. This is my life savings right here. And so, long story short, we won. Oh yeah, we won. I got my 3-game parlay. I got it all correct. Made another $52. So now, if you look in my little account, I've made over $100 off of a $10. What is it? A $10 I put in, you know? So I started with 10, I lost 5, and made over 100. So, moral of the story, don't gamble. It doesn't always work. Unless you're confident. Nah, not even. Probably not the best advice. Don't do it. However, I still technically have $5 that I was willing to lose. So maybe I do 1 more? Question mark? We got the Nations League coming up. Anyways, so yeah, I made over $100 in 2 days, and can't wait to get that tax later. So yeah, a couple other things I want to talk about too. This one's really short. I don't know if you guys will remember, and I don't even remember what episode it was, but in the past episode, I talked about this one guy that wore toe shoes. Like, he wore, like, latex rubber shoes that have toe inserts in them. And, anyways, so if you guys remember that, me talking about that before, awesome. If not, then TLDR, dude I used to work with wore toe shoes. They were really uncomfortable to look at. But dude's like, I love these shoes, man. These are the only shoes I'm comfortable in. I'm like, fair enough. Anyways, I go with my dad to Kohl's, and he was looking for like some dress shoes, and we're just looking around there, and I see this dude in like the other aisle. And you ever see someone and you're like, I know you, but I don't know where I know you from? I got that feeling when I saw him. And so I see him, I'm like, where do I know him from? Maybe college? Like, maybe we walked past each other multiple times to a point where I remember the face, but like nothing else. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know. And anyway, so we're just looking around still, and all of a sudden it clicks in my head. Wait, is he the toe shoe guy? And he walks by me. He walks by like the aisle there. And so I nonchalantly turn and look down to see his feet, just in case to see if he's the toe shoe dude. And it was the toe shoe dude. And it was so crazy. I'm like, that's hilarious how I don't even remember like what he looked like, but the first thing I thought of was, it's toe shoe dude. And I looked down and it was the toe shoe dude. I'm gonna keep saying that. How many more times can I say toe shoe dude? I'll probably say it another 4 times. But yeah. So the toe shoe dude was there, and I'm like, dang. That's crazy how that just like manifested in my head, and it turned out to be the person. And then it made me think, what are you doing in the shoe section looking for shoes? I thought all you liked were toe shoes, because you're the toe shoe dude. But I don't know. Maybe he was looking for shoes for another dude, or for someone else, But you would think if that's the case, and he's looking for shoes for someone else, he would obviously recommend toe shoes, because he's toe shoe dude. Anyways, talking about shoes though, Crocs were, and now everyone's wearing them. But that's just how the world is, Things that are old become new again. And the next big thing I think is gonna come back, and you can use this as like a little time capsule, or like mark this as me predicting the future, because I know what's gonna happen. But Heelys are gonna come back. I can feel it in my soul. And if you guys have never had Heelys before, you didn't have a childhood. It's just how it is. Flat out, simple. You don't have Heelys in your life, period. You don't have life, period, So yeah, I feel like Heelys are gonna come back into style. Like we had those like hoverboard thingies that weren't even hoverboards. That's just what people called them, so they could sound like they're from the future, even though it's just like a Segway thing. We had those, but like those died out real quick. I think Heelys are gonna come back. Maybe not for as long as Crocs are, but at least for like a bit. That's my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, which we can tell based on my betting predictions from earlier, I'm normally right. So, anyways, and then speaking of old things too, besides the Queen of England, rest in peace and peace. I don't know if you guys remember this. There's like these old challenges on YouTube and stuff, and like there was like this year of like so many challenges going around, like the ALS challenge and like the salt and ice challenge, the cinnamon challenge. It was challenge after challenge, and I just got reminded of this challenge literally yesterday, and I totally forgot it even existed. And it's the Charlie challenge. Try saying that three times fast. Charlie challenge. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the Charlie challenge. And if you don't know what that is, it's you would get like a piece of paper, and you'd write in like 4 corners of the paper yes, and the other 2 corners no. And then you put a pencil, and then you put another pencil on top of it. So now it's making like a plus sign formation, and then you would ask like Charlie, Charlie, are you there? And the pencil is supposed to move to like yes or no, whatever. It's like Ouija board stuff. I don't think that's real. I think it's all fake. I think it's like very, like there's like wind and whatever stuff that factors into it. Will I try it to prove it? No. Because if it's true, heck no, am I bringing a demon into my house? I don't mess around with that type of stuff. But yeah, it just made me think like, man, that was a crazy challenge, and I don't think it's real, but just a little nostalgia bomb for you. The Charlie Charlie challenge. If anything, you guys should try it now, and then have some demons show up in your house. I heard some demons are nice. Like we have a ghost that lives in my house, and his name is Robert, and he's pretty chill. He's grabbed me a couple times and closed his doors, and does a bunch of other stuff. Robert's cool. Shout out Robert. What else can I talk about? Let's see. Have any of you guys done a rage room? I've always wanted to do a rage room. This dude that used to work with me at the radio station, or I used to work with him, I guess, because he's still there. He was talking about that he did like a rage room the other day, and I'm like, I've heard about them, and apparently there's one in Cherville or like Hobart or something like that. But yeah, he did a rage room, and it seems so much fun to do. Like you go into a room with all this stuff, and you give you bats and like whatever, and all you do is just break things, and it seems like a fun thing to do. It's like if you have pent up rage or anger or whatever, you just go in there and start smashing, start throwing things, and then yeah, it seems like something fun I want to do. I've done like escape rooms, I've done like laser tags and a bunch of other stuff, but the rage room has eluded me. But not for long. I will find a rage room. Or I can just make my own rage room. I can make it down here in the living room. Yeah. No, Mom and Dad would be mad that I destroyed part of their house, because it's also part of my house. So, no rage room here at home. But give it time. We'll find a rage room. And I'll release this rage, this pent up rage. I'm so angry. Anyways, I think the last thing I have here that I'll talk about is a little debate. I'm gonna use this as my title for the episode to try to get people to stick around to the end. Anyways, boneless versus bone-in wings. Think of your answer first of all. Which do you prefer, boneless wings or bone-in wings? Now that you have an answer, or I'll give you some time. Think about it. Think about all the good times you've had with either wing. Now that you have an answer, if you said boneless wings, you can just go ahead and click off this video right now because you're not worth my time. It's disgusting. How can you like boneless wings? Boneless wings are like probably the saddest thing that's ever been created. I don't even get the point. Like, you don't see people making boneless drumsticks or boneless, like, anything else, honestly. Like, it's so dumb. I don't understand where boneless wings came from. And, like, I had a conversation with my dad about this. And I said, like, boneless wings are just glorified chicken nuggets. And he's like, not even that. Boneless wings are just something completely on their own. Which, you know what? Fair enough, because boneless wings shouldn't even be considered on the same level as chicken nuggets, because chicken nuggets are god tier, and boneless wings don't belong. Like, if you come with me and the boys, and we go to B-Dubs, and we're all ordering wings, and then you're the one that orders boneless wings, just know I'm looking at you differently, Like, you don't get the same respect that other people do, from me at least, because you're eating boneless wings. And here's the thing too, with boneless wings, it's, if you want to say that they're 100% boneless wings, then that means that someone had to get a normal wing and then strip the meat off of the bone, and then they have all this chicken here that's been taken off of the bone of the wing, I guess, and then they take all that chicken and form it into little balls or whatever, little nuggets, if you will, even though they're not nuggets, and coat that bad boy in breading and then fry them, and then put the sauce on them, you know? So not only are you eating unnaturally made boneless wings, but those wings that you've made, that you're eating, have been manhandled, okay? Your food's been touched by another human being. And I understand that that's all food, obviously. If it gets cooked, it's touched by another person. But like having a wing where all it is, they just grab the wing, chuck it in the oil, fry that bad boy, pull that greasy pig out, and bam, you got perfect, awesome traditional wings. Like, I understand, that's awesome. But when you have something where it's like, let me grab a good, perfectly normal chicken wing, and then let me disrespect it by ripping it all off, and then putting it into a bowl, then squishing all this meat together, and then forming it into little chicken balls, and then calling that a wing. That's disgusting, that's wrong, that's lying, okay? There's nothing wing about that. You know what? Who's to even say that the chicken you get is from the wing, you know? Like, they can just say it's chicken wing meat, you know? But who's to say that that's not just like from the breast of the chicken, or like from a drumstick or something? It's you won't know the difference. To you, it's just chicken, you know? But to them, they're the ones that are probably scamming you. They're probably giving you freaking butt chicken, you know? Like, and there is no hiding what I have, okay? Because I have the bones to prove it. I got 2 perfectly made chicken wings. The flat, the drum, I'm set. You're not. Goodbye. You know? It's disgusting. If there's anything you get out from this episode, you have to change your ways. There was a time for to have it says in the Bible, you know, when I was a child, I did childish things, but now that I'm a man, I put away those childish things, you know. And that's what needs to be done. You have to put away such childish things like boneless wings. Childish things, boneless wings. They rhyme for a reason. There's no coincidence there, okay? You gotta, whatever. There's no convincing the stubborn people out there. And then that leads to another debate too. This would be the last thing. Which is better, the wings or the flats? You know, like the drumsticks or the flats of the wing? To be fair, neither of them have a. I'm not leaning towards one or the other. You know, I like them both equally. But if I had to choose, I'm probably choosing flats, because drumsticks are just like I can have a drumstick like whenever, you know, like a drumstick leg. But the flat is specific towards the wing. You don't have that in any other part of the chicken. So I'm team flat. If you're team drum, just know I support your choice as well, but I think my choice is superior. And then if you're team boneless, don't speak to me ever again. Just that, plain and simple. Unsubscribe, unfollow, and never look at me. Don't even think about me. I don't want to be associated with anything you do. Obviously, I'm being very extra about that. Don't take me very seriously. I love you all, except for people that like. But anyways, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. 35 minutes in, we got a good little episode. I think I've been entertaining. I hope. I don't know. If no one listens, fair enough. I'll listen though. So that's all that matters. All right. Thank y'all for listening for today's episode. Next week, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see if someone shows up. If not, oh well. I just got a text message from Colin. Hey, Colin. Ignore. Anyways, that's all from me. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. Also remember, there's no Queen of England.